If you want to create beautiful, high-quality designs that are not just text-based designs, but you are not great at designing like me, then this video is for you. For the longest time, the majority of my products have been text-based designs because they were super easy to make, and every single time I tried to make a complicated design like some other designers, it just never turned out the way that I had imagined. The problem with text-based designs is they are super easy for you to create, yes, but that means they are also super easy for others to create and copy you. Yes, there are some marketplaces like Canva templates, Placeit templates, a bunch of other ones out there that sell templates that you can edit for print on demand. The problem is when you go through them, they're just not great. Honestly, I looked through them and honestly, it's nothing I would buy on a t-shirt and I couldn't imagine them being purchased, but that was the case until now. Kittl is a new platform pretty much created for print on demand products, and their templates blow everything out of this water, and all the tools that they have included in their platform has made it super easy for us designers to create beautiful designs that honestly I probably could not make by myself in Canva, in Photoshop, or elsewhere. I have slowly been using Kittl more and more, and I want to share with you guys exactly how I would change up one of these templates to be a beautiful brand new design in just minutes, and say hello to my cats, which keep entering the shot. So just quickly scrolling through some of these, you can see just how great these are compared to Canva templates or maybe some of the other template locations you have checked. Like this one, we are on a break. This is something I would definitely see selling on Etsy. Keep scrolling down. There are tons and tons that you can use. Give me liberty or give me death. Beautiful, probably for a mug, a t-shirt. Land of the free, home of the brave. You'll notice there are a lot of 4th of July ones because that holiday is coming up. So they do seem to release batch templates for upcoming holidays, which is super helpful if you are doing holiday designing. I really encourage you to just go through the templates and you are going to be stuck for hours playing with these because they're just so fantastic. But scrolling down, the one that I'm really liking right now is this Music to My Heart one. And today we're gonna create an earth retro vibe design. If you've been on Etsy, you'd see there's a lot of retro save the earth type of hoodies that are selling really well right now. So I wanted to create my own version. So right now I am liking the fonts in here. I did have a saying going into this that I wanted my saying to be save your local, local. And I want to put planet on another line. I'm just gonna have to move everything around a little bit. You can copy and paste just by hitting Command C, Command V, and I'm gonna put in planet. And this is looking a little bit big for my liking. So I'm just gonna select everything by just dragging over everything and then just scaling it down. And there we go. The planet doesn't seem to fit. So what I'm gonna do is at the side here, under font size, I'm just bring this down until my T comes in, and I'm gonna change the other text to match that as well. So it's at 110. I'm also gonna change this to 110. And then I do not need the to or the my, and the save your also looks very large right now. So let's change that to the same sizing. 110, and then I can just move things around. So I actually had this save your local planet already in mind. I had seen it working on other shirts, so I wanted to see if it would work for myself. But something I've been doing a lot lately that I highly recommend is when you cannot come up with any fonts is leveraging AI. And I do that through using ChatGPT. You can see that I looked up create 10 shirt sayings for an Earth Day t-shirt. I have love your Mother Earth, Earth Day every day, planet over profit. A bunch of these would work really, really well in this design. And I'm actually gonna use this planet over profit as a little subheading on our shirt. So if I just move back here, this one here, this little text is what I'm going to change. I'm just gonna paste that in, planet over profit. Another thing that I want to actually edit in the text right now is with Kittl, they have a lot of what are called glyphs, which are fancy characters that you can use in fonts. They don't have it for every single font, but this one here, I gave it a look earlier and they did. So if you see this button in the corner, if you just hover over it, it says glyphs. And I'm gonna look for a T. And you can see that we get tons of other cool options for the T. So I'm gonna select one. I'm just gonna bring that. And you can see that it showed up. I'm gonna delete our last T in there, bring this one back up. And now that looks really cool with our text. And now moving on to our design, because the heart doesn't really match the vibe that we're going for. So I do wanna put in a more globe. So I'm just gonna delete these here. And at the side here, I'm gonna go into elements and we're just gonna see what they have for globes or like world maps or something. This one here could be cool. I usually like to just open a few and then just see which one I'm actually liking with my design the most. And I actually like this one a lot. I'm just gonna try with both. You are gonna need to play with your layers to move this behind the text, and how you do that is just in the bottom corner here. You're gonna see layers. We're gonna see illustration. Just drag it down behind the text layers, and then we move that backwards. You can also hide it by hitting this little eyeball button. So I'm just gonna hide it for now and then see which one I like more. So I'm gonna do that same thing again, find that illustration that's selected and then move it down. So I actually think I like the other option more, so I'm gonna select that one, keep it back on. I can probably just delete this one. And there we go, we have Save Your Local Planet. I am actually not a big fan of this Save Your text. I liked it before with the other image, but I'm actually gonna change it up a little bit. So if you just grab it, I'm gonna remove the curvature to it because it doesn't quite fit the new globe that we've selected. So you can do that by going under transformation, and then I'm just gonna click that. Now my text box isn't large enough, so you're just gonna click on it, and then you can hit this button right here, and you're gonna drag this out just so the line that you have is longer. And then I'm gonna change this from Sunny Drop. I'm gonna go through these and see which ones I like. Doing this again. I think I like this all in caps. Let's go through a few more. Not a fan of these yet, Anton. I do like this one a little bit more. And we've changed up the color scheme that we're using, so I'm also gonna change that a bit. I think I'm gonna go with a more like, something like that for me feels a little bit more retro. I'm gonna change those. You can select 2 layers at once by hitting Shift and then selecting both. So now I have both the local and the planet selected. I'm gonna change that, and I'm gonna change it to the most recent color, which is this one, which matches a little bit more. We are clashing with this. This would be great on a dark color. So I'm just gonna change this right here so we can see how this would look. If you notice, our background does look a little bit dirty, and that's because we have a texture on. And to remove that, what you can do is just click on the background, and what's gonna come up is you're gonna see this texture, and you can either release texture, which would remove it completely, or what I like to do is make sure clip content is on. What that does is it makes sure that this texture is only applying to the design that you've added and not the background. I'm also gonna see if I can add some clouds. I'm just finding the globe to be a little bit bare. It looks pretty good, but I am gonna check that. The good thing with Kittl is they have tons of elements that are preloaded that you can use. If you cannot find anything that you would like, they also have the AI generator, and there's other places you can grab elements as well, with Creative Fabrica being one of my favorites. All right, so through looking through these, I found this one up here, which I wasn't too big on, but then I came across these ones as well, which I think fit the vibe of what we're going for perfectly. So I'm just gonna add those in and delete this last cloud option. I'm also going to make this globe slightly smaller in comparison to my design. And another thing I wanted to try doing was playing with the distortion of this Save Your on top. So if you ever wanted to distort some text, you can just scroll down to transformation, distort, and then you can just play with all of the corners just to make your fonts a little bit more custom like that. All right, so I did go back into the design and just change up a little bit of the spacing just to my liking. And now I want to save this as a PNG file so that I'm able to use it for print on demand products. So what I'm gonna do is in the top corner here is hit download. I wanna make sure my download size is large enough. I did increase these earlier. So I currently have it set to 4,000 by 5,000 with 300 DPI. Make sure you do have a large enough canvas with a high enough DPI to actually print these. So I would recommend sticking around this 5,000 pixels range, making sure your DPI is usually around 300. Then you want to make sure remove background is ticked on, and then we're going to save for digital use, and we need to make sure that this is a PNG file. And this is what it looks like mocked up on an actual product. This is the Gildan 18,000 sweatshirt, and I love to see how my designs actually look mocked up because this is what your customer is going to see when they purchase. Sometimes my files look good on mockups. They look even better than they did in the file. And then sometimes while they looked so good in the file, for some reason they just look horrible on mockups. And that will really help dictate for me if I want to switch it up at all. In this video, I did make a lot of changes to the file, but you have the option to make as little changes as you want, or as many changes as you want. For me, just starting with these templates really helps and has changed the outcome of my designs insanely. And if you would like to watch a full tutorial on how to use Kittl, you can watch that. It is up next. I just wanted to create this video so you can see everything actually in action instead of just explained with one-off examples. I wanted it all to come together and how I use Kittl for my designs.